Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids, every steroid thing.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch it.
If you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
It's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
After further peeing accusations appeared, Anthony Joshua reacted angrily to Jake Paul. Joe Rogan implied that Jake wanted more time to put on weight and perhaps take steroids before confronting Joshua. Jake's declaration that he will fight.
That Dubois guy, though, holy man, the way he took out Anthony Joshua.
I know.
Yeah, Jake wants to fight Anthony Joshua now?
I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua's.
Said he wants to fight Anthony Joshua in 2026.
And the haters online are like, yeah, do it.
Well, they're like, what about now?
Yeah.
They're like, what about fight him now? He's like, no, I want to wait till 2026. I'm like, okay.
To put on weight?
Put all the steroids, every steroid they have.
I would watch. Here's the thing. I would watch
venom.
it.
Oh, by the way,
Scorpion venom.
Rollo reached out to me, John Rollo, my boy, and he sells this blue scorpion. He wants to get you some, Jordan.
I'll have some.
All right, I'll have him send you some.
Get on
I'll
Scorpion.
take
Quadruple
some too.
doses, like
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start slow. I want to find out if I get poisoned.
Yeah, just.
What are we doing? We're drinking venom from scorpions.
It is weird.
That's weird. He's got the dopest tattoo.
AJ, in 2026 rather than 2025, has stoked rumors regarding his training and physical makeover. The question of whether Jake Paul is using performance-enhancing drugs is currently one of the most heated debates in boxing. PED's Jake has developed size and speed at an abnormal rate, according to many fans and observers. His rapid physique change has drawn attention.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
Actually, like, what do you think it is that about Jake that makes people say that he's on something? Like, what like, is it just the fact that he's progressed so much in the sport?
Like, I don't know why I couldn't put any weight on, and you were able to put on. You said 230.
I can gain weight so easy.
This is why Jake Paul is on PEDs. Within this past year, Jake Paul has literally hit a second puberty and aged like 10 years. Furthermore, he has acne and his hairline is receding like crazy. And people like Jake Paul are going to the best skin doctors in the world and probably are taking hair loss products that aren't even approved for the rest of us. Now, I'm not saying that Jake Paul necessarily took a steroid to make him look bigger, but he's definitely taking something that allows him to recover faster. That way he's able to train more and get better at boxing quickly.
Particularly as he continues to defeat professional fighters despite having just a few years of boxing experience. In addition to attacking Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul has also called out former UFC champion Alex Pereira. This move has shocked many in the combat sports community because Pereira is renowned for his striking prowess and knockout power. And Jake Paul exudes confidence, but many feel he is taking on more than he can handle by taking on such elite fighters. People have noticed that Jake Paul is getting acne, looking older, and his body is changing drastically.
And maybe if you could let me in on some of that, whatever. I don't know, the special stuff that you might be taking. I don't know. No, I'm just messing with you.
This nigga looks like a hot pocket, bro. Everyone says he be doing type of PEDs, and I'll be in a crib.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
there's no way. Whatever stuff I'm taking ain't working, bro.
He has a terrible build, bro. If he was taking shit.
His belly, which wasn't well defined earlier in his career, has now become sculpted and muscular. And this sudden change has led some to believe that he might be using urine to give himself an unfair advantage in the ring.
All of Jake Paul's power is coming from those PEDs that he's injecting. He has all this acne. Oh, his chin grew, or he's all red. These are all signs.
I see all those allegations all the time, but I need to see the evidence.
Up until we're provided with evidence that he is taking PEDs, and I'm not going to accuse him of that.
Is there a possibility that he's taking PEDs? Of course there is. But you can't just see his body transformation and completely say with 100% certainty that he's taking PEDs.
Since boxers typically spend a lifetime honing their craft before competing at an elite level, Boxing fans have questioned how Jake Paul has been able to defeat professional fighters after only 4 years of training. Some contend that Jake's quick improvement is the result of his diligence, while others suggest that something unusual may be assisting him.
Over it. Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happening to taking PEDs, are you?
Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now,
no, I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
Because I was just wondering, I looked at your face, it looked kind of serious. You had some rage and you acting all unorthodox, you know, those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm enraged? I'm not enraged at all.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all? Okay.
No, sir.
That's what I feel like. I don't care.
In a recent interview, Jake Paul addressed these claims, admitting that some believe he is using steroids and calling the rumors funny.
Once I'm slightly older, I'm basically gonna drink tequila and intermittent fast.
What's Jake Paul gonna look like after his boxing career?
People think I do steroids and all this shit, so I have a plan because I think it's bizarre. That's like the only excuse they can come up with is like rigged fights. Jake Paul does steroids. So after boxing, I'm gonna do a cycle of steroids to show people what Jake Paul on steroids actually looks like, because I want to shut people the up.
He maintains that his transformation is the result of hard work, healthy eating, and intense training. But skepticism persists, particularly among boxing purists who question his veracity. Although Jake Paul has added entertainment value to the sport, some contend that he has not earned the right to compete against elite boxers.
As a boxing purist, it doesn't sit well, but as a normal working class lad, I've been asked by builders, would you fight Jake Paul for 5 million quid? I never got 5 million quid for fighting anyone else in a fight, so it's the silliest question in the world. I've been retired 7 years, I'm still very confident. If you give me 3 weeks to get off the couch, I'll probably still beat him with one hand. It's not, he's not a good fighter, so it's not even being disrespectful to him. As a YouTuber, as a presenter in what he does, he blows me out the water. That's his line of work, but you're stepping into boxing, another profession. Now, to call it like Canelo out, I think is disrespectful. To call Anthony Joshua out is lunacy, but we know why it's happening and why he does it.
Forget Jake Paul.
Forget Jake
Paul.
A lot of tickets.
Paul. I mean, Jake Paul's going to do what Jake Paul does, but Anthony Joshua, and with respect to you and what you did and didn't earn in your career, Anthony Joshua is out at King's ransom.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to be fiddled with this, does he?
Yeah. No, he doesn't. But again, all I keep seeing from people out there is, you know, when is enough enough? And I get that. But when you're retired at 33, 34, and you've got to make that last, now you've got more experience than me in this, dealing with a lot of footballers in the past as well, and business people who have to make a certain amount of budget last. It's the easiest money you'll probably.
Sports analyst Simon Jordan has commented on Jake Paul's boxing journey, calling it unusual and somewhat unrealistic. He feels that going from being a YouTuber to taking on boxing legends like Anthony Joshua and Canelo Alvarez does not sit well with the traditional boxing community. Jake was defeated by Tommy Fury. In their earlier argument, Paul expressed his opinions about Paul's aspirations.
I wanted to give a little opinion on everything I've been seeing on social media lately. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Just wanted to come in here and remind everybody that that bum couldn't beat me when I basically had a broken hand. I had one hand and he still lost. Jake Paul, I'm still your daddy, and everybody weighing this fight up, don't bother, because he ain't worth a shilling. And the loss will always be there, Mr. Paul. Take it easy and have a good day.
Jake wants to challenge Anthony Joshua, a much more skilled and formidable fighter, after Fury disclosed that he defeated Jake despite having a broken hand. Fury speculates that rather than being a true competitive challenge, this move might be more about publicity.
The game like everyone else, and it could be fairly calamitous, I think, if Joshua stepped into a ring with Jake Paul, but we're going to watch it because we want to see Jake Paul get knocked the F out. We do, everyone wants to see it. I mean, I've even said it to him. I was looking forward to Mike Tyson him knocking the fuck out. Doesn't surprise me. He's looking for the biggest names out there, and it just shows that he's prepared to put himself on the line to promote himself.
Would it be more competitive than the Ngannou fight, in your opinion, or less?
That's a very good analogy. It's a very good comparison. Much less competitive. I mean, I think it's got to be at that level of exhibition bout. I think it's a very dangerous fight for Jake Paul. Very dangerous. He's probably got one chance to try and counterpunch. And if he catches Joshua, he might do something, but I see that as a 100% win for Anthony Joshua.
When Gareth A. Davies talks about a possible bout between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, he emphasizes the enormous salary that Jake could receive, possibly as much as $50 million, but also the stark size and strength disparity between the two. With Joshua being 6'7" and much heavier than Paul, who is 6'2". He acknowledges Joshua's prior difficulties against accomplished boxers while highlighting Joshua's knockout power and comparing it to a plumbing mule kick. He said that even though the fight would provide many boxers their greatest paychecks, it would still spark a lot of interest and provide a spectacle for fans. Additionally, Jake Paul has treated boxing legends disrespectfully,